My name is Jessie, and this is my rescue story. Growing up, when I was really little, it already started off pretty rough. My life was full of abuse, coming from mental and physical and sexual abuse, really young. And that made me really angry and really upset with God a lot, because I didn't understand. Because when you're little and you go to church, you hear the songs, God loved the little children, and I was always like, obviously not me, because if he did, that wouldn't happen. And because of that anger and because of that hurt, and there was a lot of drug abuse going on around my family and around my home, I grew up still angry, still mad at the world, still mad at God. I wanted to not be like that. Growing up, that was something I was like, I'll never be a drug addict, I'll never be an alcoholic, I never even wanted kids, because I didn't want anything ever to happen. But growing up, I ended up being a lot like that. Thankfully, I never turned to drugs, but I always sought validation from men. I've always wanted the attention from the men. I never had a dad, so I guess that was something I was always craving. I started doing really stupid things. Doing things that could have got me hurt, could have got me sent to jail or prison. In relationships, I was still allowing the abuse of all of that to happen. Still didn't understand, still didn't get it. And I was still, why do I have to go through all of this? Through all this, I've been married twice, divorced twice, but I have 2 beautiful kids from it. During my first divorce, that's when I started drinking. And I started drinking heavily, to the point where my mom took my oldest son from me. And I still didn't get it. And then I realized, like, the person that allowed all the horrible things to happen in my life was getting ready to take my son. And so I quit drinking immediately when that happened. There was a lot of addiction, a lot of drug addiction in that marriage, not from me, but from him. And with that became a lot of domestic violence, black eyes, all types of stuff, still trying to go to church, because I wanted it, I was looking for, I knew, but I was still angry, and I still didn't understand. And at that point, it was like, the more I went to reach for God, the more I wanted it, and the more stuff would happen. And so I kept giving up every time, because again, I had that mentality of if God loved me, if God wanted me, he wouldn't keep putting me through all of it. So my first husband took my oldest son from me after all this, and he kept me from him for 14 years. Custody battle, everything, it was horrible. Around 2 years ago, my sister randomly became paralyzed from the waist down. She called me. I was in Wisconsin. She called me, and that was happening, and my oldest son actually called me and talked to me, and stuff was going on. I had to come home. That's when I just stopped and I prayed. I was like, God, if you let me have my son back, I'll commit to you 100% no matter what. Even when it's hard. And I ended up coming home. And within the month, I got custody of my son. Finally, I let go of drinking. And I've been sober for almost 2 years now, too. So that was a really big thing. But in January last year, a friend of mine was murdered. And obviously I needed church still. My friend's wife asked me to come here to Mountain Movers, and I did, and that was the day that I got saved. I've always gone to churches. I've always, like I said, tried, and nothing ever felt like home. Nothing ever felt like how everybody explained it to be. And when I came here, it was different. Like, everything felt different. And because of that, I kept coming. That's when I met Sally and Brandy. They pulled me in. I don't even remember. I can't remember how or when, and they got me into life groups. And then I think this is my 3rd season on life group now. And they're like, anytime I ever had an issue or anytime I've ever had anything, literally anything, I call Sally or Brandy, and they are immediately there. And it's helped me so much because I found my people. I found people that support me and understand me and my life, because it's not easy admitting that you were an addict of any form. It's not easy. I didn't want people to judge me for what I've done in my past. I wanted people to know me now, not for any of that. Like, our group, we're all full of people just like me. My group is full of people that has had past just as crazy as mine, or if not a little bit crazier, and we all accept it. And that's what I think this church does for us. We all found a place where we're accepted. And now I got my boyfriend coming, and he feels accepted here because he's had a life too, and he really likes it here too, and he goes to life groups with me on Sundays, and his kids come, and it's nice. I guess without God and without me trusting him, none of this would be possible.